stop streaming?
No, just stream.
Yeah, I know. Well,
Don't break the internet.
Don't do it again.
Please don't break the internet. Please don't break the internet. I would like not to break the internet. Don't you break the internet.
And this mouse is sensitive.
Please don't break the internet. Hello, everybody.
Oh, this is me. I'm wearing a blue shirt. Yeah, this is live.
Getting huge delays on live stream. That's fantastic. Great.
Well, you get what you pay for.
Fucking A, man.
You love the keyboard.
Okay, so are you seeing it?
Love the keyboard.
You hear me?
No. Anyway, this has got Bluetooth on it, right?
I don't know.
It does. Hold on.
Grab them. So, there I am. Live streaming here on the Vegas Video Network website and on Facebook on my proverbial Facebook page. I'm on both.
Well,
we're going to be monitoring both. We've got Nick, who just left, is going to be monitoring the live chat on the Facebook page, and of course, I'm monitoring the live chat here on our website. Look at all this live chat and the camera stuff now. Wow, how things have changed. Yes, we are very fancy here up in the Vegas.
Well, except for
video
the Radio Shack headphones.
By the way, if you want to test how much you feel about yourself, your own self-worth, hang out with Wayne a little bit and have him talk about your headphones.
Yeah.
See how that goes. Feels pretty good.
You know what? Mm-hmm. Every week.
You do know what?
No, I take that back. Every other week, I wake up and I say, "Oh, it's Tuesday." Yeah. It's like, "Oh, I'm going to go hang out with my buddy Scott today," and I either see the 3 CD collection, which is proudly displayed on my dresser, or I see the visor, which is hanging on the coat rack right by the front door.
Because
I look at them and I say, "Gosh, I got to take those in with me just to demonstrate that I still have them." Yeah. No, you already did.
Maybe you could just wear them, not the CDs.
That would
be odd. But if you could wear the visor, hell, that'd be great. Maybe you could wear it next time you come into my house instead of the Raiders thing. Maybe you could pop it out one time a year. Because that's all you're going to get invited.
Well, I did.
If you keep this up.
I did last year. Remember Robert?
Yes,
I put it on Robert, and he came in with it. Yeah.
Yes, Jake. I did get a haircut.
A brave man.
I normally go 6 weeks, but this time I went 5 weeks, and you know what? That was correct. That was the way to go.
Do you ever get nervous that man of your stature, they take it off, might not come back?
No, I have no problem with that. Whitney's are protein machines. I won't say anything beyond that, other than we are protein machines. Mm-hmm. I'll let you guys figure out what that means.
Welcome to the Double Entendre episode of Living in Las Vegas.
Machines.
Podcast and blog.
Protein machines, my friends. All right, let's not do this. You got that under control there, Big Nicky?
Oh, yeah. Can I start hitting the like button yet?
Hit that like button.
I'm just going to...
I forgot I can do that here.
Just do all this, the whole show.
This will be an extremely informative show, ladies and germs. Uber informative.
I know. I can't wait to be informed what we're talking about.
I just told you.
What
more do I need to do with you? I'm a little confused, actually.
I mean, I'm looking at the notes and...
last episodes, Have a Drink on Me, very difficult. Very difficult. This one...
Only 27 out of 28 got it right?
9 out of 10. Less than half than what we normally get. That's hard, folks. And this one's going to be hard as well.
Oh, here we go. You neglected to... Okay, the show notes. You neglected to update those. But I see what you did.
I see what you did there.
You half-assed it a little bit, but that's all right.
Yeah, delay at Facebook is a Facebook thing, not a Podworks or Vegas Video Network thing.
Well, they have to have moderators now to make sure that we're A, not murdering anyone.
Nope, that's not why.
And B, not committing group assault or rape.
Right. Both are wrong, but thank you for that input. The reason is a technical reason. And the technical reason...
Let them tell you that.
It is a technical reason. The technical reason is because they re-encode it to be more mobile device friendly. So you're going to see probably about anywhere between a 20 to 40 second delay on Facebook. Whereas here, 2 second delay, give or take. At IGT, which I installed some stuff for them, built a studio for them, you're getting a 1.5 second delay. What the fuck? It's pretty fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah, I did see that. There is a slight delay. It's an intermittent delay on the live chat, Jimmy. I don't disagree. Yeah. This is the challenge with... So I'm using this old version of live stream, and I use the old version because it's got such a great short delay. But they are kind of washing their hands of it. So if anything goes wrong with that, they're like, yeah, you're on the old version of live stream. We don't really give a shit. Come on. No, they don't care. So what I may end up doing is I may end up moving towards using YouTube as our live stream and live chat, because I have figured out how to embed both the chat and the live stream. But then you got to deal with the delay.
Google's taking over the world.
Google is taking over the world.
Can't wait for them to take over New Tech and make the latest TriCaster software better.
So far. Right now, that TriCaster is getting information from this computer. That's what's creating that. Sending information to that computer. That's what's allowing us to do the live stream on Facebook.
Oh.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah. Does it still have the audio problem?
The what?
Does it still have the audio problem?
You mean that's a me problem? Yes?
Can you hear Facebook on you?
Could I hear? Yeah, I was hearing it before, yeah.
Can you make sure that my Bluetooth that I just turned on is not?
What are you doing with the Bluetooth?
So I can hear whether the streaming is.
Oh. Okay, yeah, sure.
It's the bell check.
So you Bluetooth into the laptop? Oh, so you can monitor it in your... Oh, that's kind of fun.
Huh?
That's fun.
Maybe.
Right.
What are you doing with the Bluetooth?
Hello.
Are you listening to me? This is a private conversation.
How dare you do such a thing? Well, I can hear you from inside here, from this mic, but I'm not hearing you from your Bluetooth. Talk.
Okay, so we're not double hearing the double hearing.
Are you listening to me?
Double hearing.
This is a private conversation.
How dare you do such a thing?
Oh, good. I'm coming through nice and clear.
No. So I can hear you from inside here. Not hearing you from your Bluetooth.
Oh, I know what I can do. Never mind.
Yep, no, you're okay. You're okay. You got no problem there. You're all right, big fella.
Well, I know, but I didn't want to hear the fact that, I can screw up.
No, you're okay. Don't you worry. There's us, there's me, there is Wayne, and there's the live chat. 10 minutes and we'll be turning off the air conditioning. You're going to cry like a little girl.
Why are we turning off the air conditioning?
Because he's
It's loud.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
He turns off the air conditioning for the same reason
God, dude,
I
you're
use
such a
1985 Radio Shack
You're
headphones.
such a fucking
He likes
girl.
to see me suffer.
Yeah, so?
What if we just put the screen on that side of it?
It's the sound.
I know, but then the sound would be deflected.
Oh, my God.
By the screen.
It's when you say things like that that scares the crap out of me. You think putting that across there is going to change the overall sound in this
no,
room?
because you've got holes in the top.
Oh, God. Please, Lord.
At least you'll be able to walk away and get some air before you suffocate at the 46-minute mark.
You're such a girl.
Well, actually,
It's nice that you didn't wear your dress tonight.
No.
Do they have shirts like that for men as well? Jeez, gravity.
You're killing me, Small.
Like
you're killing me,
Prince,
Paul.
the Rick James, or the
I can
Dave
now hear
Chappelle,
those things in the background.
the Dave Chappelle Prince. Where you know where you bought that? And damn sure wasn't the men's department.
This will be my first show without wine, says Danny. Why?
Oh yeah, that's
Why
what?
would you do that?
Right.
That's the
Do you not like yourself?
Good. Right. Don't hate. Don't be hating on yourself.
Right.
Jesus loves you. This I know.
The only reason I can sit through this is because there's alcohol.
Right.
And I'm fucking on the show.
Right. I know what the show's about, and I have to drink. Does the TriCaster mean it casts to 3 devices? No. It It means it costs 3 times more than any piece of hardware out there. It means what I built for Livestream Las Vegas was a third of the cost of that thing. Less than a third. I have to drive home. You're at the time machine thing?
Well, we all have to drive home at some point.
Right.
I mean, unless
that's what Uber's for.
Okay, so it just dawned on me. I could not only hear the live, but I could hear the Facebook.
You can what?
So I do hear everything.
Yeah. Well, if you're yes. If you're listening to what you should do, if your Bluetooth is in that laptop, you should mute Facebook.
That defeats the purpose of having it.
No, it doesn't. Why doesn't it? You tell me why it doesn't. It's not true. You'll still hear it.
That's just what I was wondering.
Are you hearing it you're hearing two versions?
No, he's saying us right now talking.
Oh, I thought you meant
and
you're
then
hearing
Facebook.
two versions of it.
I hear it here as you're pumping it out of V-Stream.
Yes.
V-Mix.
Yes.
V-Stream. Do you like that?
Just
kind of like
yeah.
all came together. And then I hear it off the Chrome.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're hearing it twice. So that's not a feature. That's a problem. That's going to make it crazy. Right?
Right, but what I need to hear is just Facebook.
What you actually need, but you can't do that. Because if you mute vMix, then you're going to send a muted audio to Facebook.
Right.
So you have to listen to, and you want to listen to the vMix anyways, because that's the streaming tool. So you don't want to listen to the Chrome version. You want to mute the Chrome version.
Is muted audio really a thing, or is that an oxymoron like Pretty Ugly or Jumbo Shrimp?
It's a real thing.
Because if it's muted, there is no audio.
Ah, that's pretty great. Help me. Just help me. I don't ask for much, just a helping hand.
Welcome to Deep Thoughts with your host, I'm Wayne Krell. Here on Deep Thoughts, why do you park on a driveway and drive on a parkway?
There you go. All right, 6 minutes to getting this rodeo off and running.
Rhode Island is neither a road nor an island. Discuss.
Kathy Griffin can't get a job anymore.
Thank God.
Figure that out.
Nah, give it time. 6 months, it'll all be...
Did you see her press conference? Oh, fuck.
I didn't, but 6 months and... yeah, I mean... America has a short attention span.
I see what you mean. TriCaster 8, yeah, the 8000. Yeah, that's a good one. That's their top of the line. Actually, they have a new top of the line. That's not the top of the line. But yeah, $35,000 for a switcher. That's good. I built one for lesser. Actually, their brand new switcher only has 4 camera inputs, which is fucking insane.
And it doesn't even come with a switcher.
Oh, it is a switcher.
No. Well, the
doesn't come with a control panel.
Correct.
The control surface, which is $5,000. The control surface costs more than the computer I built for Livestream Las Vegas. The control surface, which is about as big as this table, by the way. It's like this, that. It's crazy. It's cray, as the kids say. 4 minutes to broadcast. 4 minutes to broadcast.
Makeup. Can I get makeup over here?
Sure. Oh, sure.
Okay.
Oh, sure. Boop, boop.
Again, I can't say enough. Another wonderful craft services spread here at the studio.
I think the best part about him is he brings his own beer in a leaky cooler. That's nice.
Well, I appreciate at least him trying to moisturize
cool
the air.
Off. Sure, I get it.
Right.
He didn't bring the leaky cooler through the house.
No, he just brought it into my studio.
And the remnants are almost gone.
That's what you got carpet for. I thought you absorb that kind of stuff.
Water.
That's
my
why I
God,
have
really?
carpet.
You really are going to do that.
I have carpet. Yeah,
Oh, here we
you're
go.
Such a fucking girl.
Yeah, that's it.
And here we go.
The fact that you are okay with that, that you would prefer to have it on, Nick, worries me.
No, I would just prefer to learn how to muffle it enough that it
You
wasn't an
can't.
issue.
You can't. It's so loud.
Well,
As a matter of fact, this fan annoys me. I can hear this fan from this
yeah,
mic.
but I don't even get that fan.
Yeah.
If every now and then, if I walk in front of the camera and get fanned,
I think that's a great idea. I think that will really add to the show.
that would, I'll have to get my key back on the way out.
Or you stopped by the studio, didn't you, to pick up your...
Yes. Yeah, I texted you, said, do you want anything from the studio? But again...
I was busy trying to run a fucking show. Here we go.
That's what you call it these days, huh?
That's what we're calling it. At least right now we are.
So, is Melissa home?
Yes? What do you want? You have to go to the
I just
bathroom?
needed to know later how much I needed to hide if I had to go outside.
Why do you have to hide? Oh, to pee? Just go in the bathroom. Just knock on the
I know,
thing
but
and
that's
say,
kinda weird.
I have... Is it? She knows who you are.
Well, that's... she does.
Close the door, please.
Right, we wouldn't want any air to get
You're
in.
letting the hot air in.
Why did we turn it off so... I mean, I could have...
Because it's starting in 2 minutes.
There's 120 seconds.
You know what? You two girls should have your own show called "Can We Bitch Some More?"
Ooh, well, can
we bitch some
is
more
the
with
slot,
Wayne
is the,
and Mickey?
Is the slot after this open?
It's open now. Actually, you could have this fucking slot. You go ahead and slide, and you're also over here, and you two can just start crying and bitch. It's so hot.
We can turn the air back on. Nick, sit down.
You guys know that you actually moved into a desert-like area, right? You guys, anybody tell you about that? Look at that. There he is. Good Lord. That's it. That's what I'm doing with people. That's what I'm doing with people.
Okay.
I give and I give. Look at you, life chatters. Getting some airtime. That's pretty cool.
Is your workers' comp insurance current? If I just happen to...
I just want you to shut the fuck up. Please, that's all I'm asking.
Wayne, if you pass out, I will pick you up.
I just tap him on the shoulder, pull him out.
Oh,
Get in there.
Yeah.
The old guy will hang in there, and you two girls can just go ahead and go back and forth while we're doing the show. That sounds fantastic. All right, let's just go. I've had enough of you two. We'll start a minute early. We'll start a minute early. Say again? What's that? What about it?
Where are these?
What do you mean, where are those?
I know what they are.
Oh, that's in the system I built. That's a quad, right? The duo, whatever it is. What's that?
The monitor.
Oh, that's the monitor.
That's
That's
a quad.
both of those are what I have in the system.
What system?
The live stream Las Vegas system.
Oh,
The one that...
lunchbox.
Yes.
I thought these were new.
No.
Those are old. Oh, wait, you keep them.
So when you said we were going to start, does that mean we're going to start?
I'm waiting
gonna...
for live stream to get its shit together. 'Cause
Oh,
I'm using
okay.
the antiquated version of live stream, which is...
I believe they call it
little
legacy, as I believe the
Yes.
term.
Okay, we're now ready. Now we're recording. Here we go. Thanks, everybody. Jesus. Somebody help me. Here we go. Let's begin the program. Living in Las Vegas starts now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome from Las Vegas, Nevada. That groovy little podcast that gives you a true first-person look into what it's like to call Sin City your home. The Living in Las Vegas podcast. Here we go! Now your host.
Now everything's
Man,
low.
I truly need some kind of introduction, otherwise you wouldn't know who he was. Oh man, that was loud. Mr. Scott.
Do you need me to talk into your good ear now? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Living in Las Vegas podcast.
Here on the Vegas Video Network.
There we go. We just need to jumpstart a little bit
Oh
there.
man, that was fantastic. So we're both listening to the opening music, and we're like, it's kind of quiet, so we slightly turn it up, and then I hit the gunshot, and we're like, God damn. So our hearing's pretty good. Anyways, congratulations, because you're watching the longest running podcast. You might be listening as well. the longest running podcast about Vegas that actually originates from
Las Vegas.
That's right, which means that we're not only going to cover what it's like to live here. Nope. We're going to talk about our adventures on the Strip, downtown Fremont Street. I got some video on my phone of some pretty crazy shit that happened on Fremont Street last Saturday, and other cool places here in the Valley as well. And by the way, if you're a visitor or a tourist, or maybe you're even thinking of moving to our fair city, well, guess what? Our show's like your own secret handshake to all things cool and groovy and happening here in this town. Our free show is available on the first and third Tuesday of each month at 7 p.m. Pacific time at VegasVideoNetwork.com. Again, VegasVideoNetwork.com. We would invite you to do what apparently Britney Spears would like you to do, which is, do you want to come on over? Of course you want to come over and play with us, right?
I mean,
we're a fun bunch of coconuts.
Oh my gosh, yeah. There's no air conditioning,
right?
And the headphones are from 1985.
Girls who are actually trying to help me.
It's
right?
a utopia.
You're wearing pants for the first time. It's been a fantastic show so far. And by the way, if you come and watch the live show, you get to be a part of the fun. Really, Scott? Yep, look at that. There's some live chatters right this moment, right there in the live chat, being a part of the show, getting in the show, having some fun. So much fun that some of these people show up an hour before the big show even gets started, just so that they can talk about each other and how much a little girl Wayne and Nick is. By the way, they're from all over the place. Where might they be from, my friend Wayne?
Oh, hopefully places with air conditioning that include, I'm sure they've got air conditioning in Las Vegas. Henderson, I know we have it. It's on in my house right now.
Probably not.
Hey, where else? Nebraska,
Sure.
America's heartland. That wheat blows and gets a nice breeze going, unlike, with your doors and windows closed. Arkansas, Massachusetts, Massachusetts.
Very well done.
California,
Sure.
Michigan,
Yep.
Oregon, Iowa, Texas, Illinois, Florida, Oregon, and I know they've got air conditioning and cooler temperatures up in Canada.
They surely do.
Because it's cold.
Right.
They enjoy ice hockey.
The other cool thing about watching us live is that we actually start streaming before we start recording, so you get to see some of the pre-show preparation.
Oh, the things
For
we
example,
talked about.
Oh, you should have heard what we talked about before we started the recording. Fantastic information. But then you get to hear you and Nick complain about how hot it is and when it's so hot. But then the other best part is this. Once the show is done recording, then we go into VVN 2.0.
Oh,
A little bit after dark. Sometimes we
yeah.
hold back a little bit. You get stuff like this. Now, this makes the kids cry, and we're not really allowed to do that anymore. But nonetheless, this is the kind of things that you'll see if you're here in the live show, watching us live, and having a good time, as we all like to do. Hey, I'm your host, Scott Whitney. Konnichiwa, buenas noches. How you doing, hot stuff? I am the founder of the Vegas Video Network, so on behalf of all the people who are on the network, thank you. And on behalf of this show, thanks for watching and putting up with these two girls. Who two girls? Well, one of them I'm not going to show you because it's just not the right thing to do. But this one I'll show you. Hey, look at that. It's Pip and Wayne, everybody.
Hey, bonjour, aloha. On behalf of myself, you're welcome.
Okay, what's the over-under, my friend?
Oh, wow. Well, how long can somebody go before they pass out due to heat exhaustion?
For you?
I'm
going 5 minutes.
Okay, then we'll go 45.
45 minutes it is. Okay. Hey, I got to check real fast and just see. Hold on. Let's do a little live. Oh, my live check's not really showing all the things I wanted to show. No, you pain in my ass. All right, doesn't matter. All right, let's begin the show.
Wayne, my name's Wayne.
As opposed to what pain in the ass. All right. Today's topic. You kind of have like a golden tiki thing. Oh, I'm doing a Haddam tomorrow.
Are you?
Would you like to join us?
Is it a golden tiki?
It is.
I think so.
Stephen Riley Finch.
Oh,
Yes.
3 names. So does he get 2 drinks because he has 3 names?
He gets 1 drink. I thought we've established that.
Oh, okay. I just thought he had 3 names.
Yeah, no.
I thought maybe
somebody with 3 names should be buying me a drink, don't you think?
Well, yeah.
Point taken, Mr.
That's
Whitney.
true.
Let's keep that in mind tomorrow
Okay.
when we guilt him into buying us drinks.
I'm down for that. I'm down for the guilting.
Okay, fantastic. Hey, today's topic, facts and myths about the Las Vegas economy. Now, I touched upon a piece of this about 5 episodes ago when we talked about what the median income here was.
Oh, that was more than 5 episodes.
I think it was 5.
Okay.
It was about 2 years ago because there's a lot more length between episodes, but about 5 episodes.
First and third, Tuesdays.
There you go. On May 24th of this year, live stream Las Vegas, we shot and broadcast the Las Vegas Global Economic Alliance's Las Vegas Perspective event, which is a fascinating event. Talks about all kinds of things with regards to Southern Nevada. Specifically, they talked a little bit about the medical world. There's a big push here in Southern Nevada to bring more medicine, more doctors here. There's 3 medical schools that are coming online here, which is supposed to be helpful for those of us who don't want to be sick. The president,
norovirus, what?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that stuff is bad news, by the way. That stuff will make you cry like a girl. You cry because it's hot. I cry when I puke and shit at the very same time. The guy who runs the American Gaming Association spoke about gambling.
Jeff Freeman.
Yes, as a matter of fact. And
Jeff with a G.
Yeah,
I don't know if those people can be trusted. But
right. There was a guy who named that in high school. Didn't
not
care
to be
for him.
trusted.
Didn't care for him.
See what I said?
Didn't care for him. True story, though. We actually, this will be an after the show story because it's about me pissing my pants. There is a guy who had a fascinating take on the economy. His name is Jeremy Aguero. He's a principal over at Applied Analysis. They're a financial analysis company.
Jeremy's smart guy.
Say again?
He's a very smart guy.
Do you know him?
I don't, but he was the one that recommended the Las Vegas build a stadium to bring the Raiders.
Yeah, okay. So now we're just going to end the show because I have a whole bunch of video clips of him, and I didn't realize he was that guy.
Oh, he's a genius.
He's actually very good, super smart, a great presenter. And he did this presentation about Las Vegas and Clark County and what's happening here from a financial perspective. So I wanted to go through it because a lot of things he spoke about, people simply don't understand about what's happening in Vegas. So we're going to go through 10 different items that I found really cool, and I hope you do too. We're going to start off with an understanding of the population here in Las Vegas.
Population growth during sort of the boom period, and then you see that it sort of flattens out a little bit, and here we are again. And today, we are a community of 2.2 million people overall.
Now, what I wanted to do is kind of talk about, we've talked about how many people are here before, being 2.1, 2.2 million. What I wanted to talk about was what the makeup was, the different kinds of races here. So I thought the first 2 were what they were. So whites, 43.4%, Hispanics, 31.1%. So in the live chat, let's have you guys guess a little bit. Oh, shit, you can see it. Don't look at the graph. God damn it. That would have been better if I had done it that way. All right. I guess I can't do that now. That takes all the fun out of it. Damn it. All right. So Asians, 9.8%. American Indians, 0.4%.
Can you put the graphic back up?
I can, but
okay.
I guess I will. What the hell? One step.
I mean, you're
are
reading the
a
numbers. There
community.
we go.
There we go. So Native Hawaiians, I thought that might be a little higher.
Yeah, clearly. Did they not count people down on Fremont Street?
I was going to say, because Vegas is called the Ninth Island.
Right. You're telling me Boyd, their whole casino marketing only attracts 0.7% of the
people
population?
Who actually live here. Yeah, well, that's a good point. And then others. So that was kind of in line with what I expected. No big surprises here. And this next one gives you some insight into who's moving to Las Vegas, where they're coming from.
Where
Smart
are
people.
newcomers coming from? There's no surprise here. If we want to think about it in terms of full circle.
So what they were saying here is that the vast majority of people
Coming from, there's no
So
surprise.
you took that kind of quickly.
Yeah, are coming from California. And part of the reason is because they have a lot of buying power. They're moving. They have equity in their homes. They come. This is what we did. So we sold our house in California. That house that we sold there, the house that we bought in Las Vegas was 60% larger and 40% of the cost. Unbelievable when we made that move, and that's still happening now. So people moving into to Clark County. 33% of people who come here are from California, and then Florida, Texas, Arizona, and Illinois.
And really, the whole Great Lakes region's representing there, if you look at it.
Yeah, Gray, what's that? That's 1 to 2.4%. Yeah, it's interesting, and it's not too surprising that the West folks are moving. But Florida is the second biggest mover of folks.
Hurricanes and alligators.
But what's
I'd want to escape that too.
But what's interesting is the reason why a lot of people come here is to retire. And I'm going to show you the median. Actually, the next thing we'll talk about median age here. But there are five or six states that have no state income tax. Florida is one of them. Nevada is one of them.
New Hampshire.
Yeah,
Don't tread on me.
Washington, I think. So you want to stay warm. Florida makes sense, and of course Nevada makes sense. So I was a little surprised that Floridians were moving to Las Vegas.
Like I said, hurricanes, alligators, and your house can just collapse on you. I mean, I'd want to move too.
Right.
Sinkholes.
When I first moved here, well, actually, let me ask you: when you first moved here, did you have an opinion of what you thought the median household income would be here?
No, I didn't really think about that. When I moved here, it was because I liked the area.
Yep.
I liked the vibe. I liked just everything about it, how it was new, how it was laid out, and how just different it was from where I was originally from in northeastern Ohio. So I just thought to myself, you know what? I did look up approximately what rental values were, and so I said, okay. You know, I compared what I needed, and there's actually a website that you can take two states and put in, you know, what you make in one, and it'll tell you what you'll get in the other.
I think we've used that site.
It's like a cost of living adjustment between states. So I just did that, and I said, okay, I have to make X, you know, money a year to live there.
And you came from Ohio?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
And so I found a job that allowed me to do that, and here I came.
And was it less expensive here? Or more expensive?
I found the rent was more expensive. Everything else was less expensive, but it was offset by the fact that in Ohio I was paying state income tax and city income tax.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. So this is a pretty cool chart here. This shows median household income and median age over the course of several years. Check this out.
In 2000, look at what the income level was. Look at the age of people moving in. What we know is that today, people are moving into our community to find jobs that are at a high.
So what he's saying, in the year 2000, the median age for adults was 40.7 years old. So
hold on, let's do Conan O'Brien some justice and do it right.
Okay.
In the year 2000...
people were 41. And then in the year, we'll see if
level, and they're bringing more income with them. They're also bringing more home equity with them. And surprisingly enough, there actually appears to be some millennials that are moving out of their parents' house because they appear to be moving here. Right? If you look at the far right at 2016, the age at which people are moving in is dropping for every reason, and the LVGEA has been absolutely a leader on this, is the reality that we cannot create as many professionals as we need in this community.
And this is an ongoing thing that he brings up later on in this talk. I'm going to pause it here just for a second to talk about these numbers. So median household income, at 2000 it was $36,800. 2006, $42,600. 2006 about when things were going pretty crazy here.
Oh, yeah.
2012, so after the crash, it was $42,800. So slightly more than 2006. But then 2016... this is a little surprising given what it was in 2000. It's $51,600. This is a household income median, so it's almost, what is that, 80% more than 2000? Is that right? So it's not quite twice. That would be 72. So it would be 75% maybe. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty significant increase. And then what I was surprised is the median age. Like I said, I've always thought of this place as being a place that retired people come, and that gets borne out. We've got what's that place called in Henderson and you know what I'm talking about? Sun Cities. There are 3 Sun Cities in Las Vegas: Henderson, Summerlin, and Aliante. So a lot of retired people are coming here, yet median age is dropping. In 2000, it was 40.7. 2012, 39.3. And in 2016, it's 36.3. So,
but
really,
you know, go back to that chart for a quick second, and I'm going to tell you why. I just
in 2000,
charts numbers can be deceiving when presented without context. Sure. When you look at the stats on the left, 2000, the median household income $36,803.
Yep.
I just popped that into an inflation calculator. What do you think that comes out to in 2017? 2017 dollars.
Well, that's 17 years at 3 points per year. Jesus.
I love how you act like you're doing math right now.
I am. Well, you should look at me. Hold on.
If I say some numbers, I
So
carry the
17,
2.
I'm going to say that's 20, carry the 9. What was that, 30?
36,803.
50,000.
53, 312. Which was almost identical.
look at
That
that.
chart said that
Yeah,
it was,
it was
numbers please.
51 point. So it's actually a little bit below inflation.
Yep.
Oh, that's interesting. Look at that. That was good. Okay, Wayne. Apparently you haven't had heat stroke yet. Life is good. Okay, very good. Way to go, Wayne. Okay, let's look a little bit at state employment here. Now, there was a time back in 2006, 2007 that basically anybody who wanted to work in Las Vegas got to work in Las Vegas.
Looked in 2007. Most of the folks here remember what 2007 was like. Jobs were plentiful. The unemployment rate was approaching 4%. Everybody that wanted a job
And we were the 5th fastest growing state in the country.
could find a job, except perhaps for my brother-in-law, and it was fine, right? It was good. Right, we were growing at 4.3%. We were the 5th fastest growing metropolitan area, state in the nation. And here we look at it, 2011.
And then 2011,
the world is kind of coming apart.
basically all hell broke loose.
Only North Dakota has positive.
And so we were in last place of employment growth for 2011, minus 2.1%, versus the United States on average had minus 4%.
Right, yeah, there's a lot of jokes there. We'll just leave it.
And
it
then
there.
now,
and then you look at
2017.
2017, and here we are again. Here we are again at the 3rd fastest growing state.
Yeah, at 3.3%, 3rd fastest, and that's compared to the United States at 1.6. And if you look at the chart there, you can see the purple is the guys that are kind of moving. Actually, that graph color was not very well done there. But the purple guys, so us, Utah, Washington, Idaho, Florida, are the fastest growing states in the country.
Check out the geography skills on Scott.
That was pretty good, right? I felt like a weatherman then when they go, the plains have I'm like, how do I know that? Because I don't know.
Up here in the
what-
Pacific Northwest, we've got a
Wow.
3% chance of employment growth.
That's pretty good. I felt pretty good about that. Okay, that's good. Right? Okay, let's continue on. All right. Let's find out where the jobs are. Now, we have people in the live chat who have been trying very hard to move to Las Vegas. Mike, for one. And this really exposed, what I'm about to show you, really exposed where they think the huge deficit in jobs are, where there's huge growth here, and they are going to be way, way short for what they need.
Is this going to be better than the last time you exposed things?
You seem to like it with your fucking dress and your big girly. So, okay, let's continue on and quit making fun of my exposures. I was acquitted. That's all that matters. Continue, please.
So we look at where we are in terms of having created all of those jobs, right? Here's our last peak. There it is in May of 2007 when we had about, let's call it 940,000.
So not quite 1 million jobs in 07.
Today we're, let's call it 980,000. We have
So 980,000 jobs are happening in Las Vegas right now. What I want you guys to pay attention to
40,000
is the graph on the right side. So there are 5 major areas that they see being huge job growth plays, and the first one is construction, and that number is actually low. And then below that, professional businesses and services, leisure and hospitality, education and health, and financial activity. So the good news is if you are in the construction business, you're in a good place right now, or if you're a construction worker right now.
$1.9 billion stadium is about to need some people.
That's right. They're going to be, do I have this coming up? He talked about it. I'm not sure if I've got it on a video. I think I might. He says they're going to be 40,000 people short. 40,000 people for construction.
But here's what's great about that is one of the biggest drivers of the local economy.
Yeah.
Because those construction workers do 3 things. They eat,
Yep.
they drink,
Yep.
and they gamble.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't disagree with that. I just was really surprised that they were going to be that low. And part of that has to do with me living here. Right? I remember when the economy was horrible and construction workers were in deep shit. I mean, they were leaving. They were moving out of here. I mean, and actually, there was I think 1 out of every 8 jobs that was in Las Vegas during the recession left. 1 out of 8 jobs, gone. Poof. That's a problem. Let's look at unemployment.
Let's take a look at the unemployment rate. Right? Our unemployment rate, of course, was approaching 15%.
Yeah, that's brutal, by the way. So that's in 2010. Between 2010 and 2011, our unemployment rate was just under 15%. That is Armageddon from a business perspective. And those of us who worked here, saw that. Half of our friends were, how many friends did you have? Or how many people did you know? They may or may not be friends. How many people did you know whose houses were foreclosed on?
I know one person for sure walked away from theirs.
Yeah.
Just because it was...
Which is the same thing. I mean, he would have been foreclosed. Yeah.
Right.
I had a friend who did the same thing.
Yeah.
After 2 years, he went rent-free for 2 years.
Oh, yeah. Now I knew a second. So, gosh, I got to think about it. Yeah, 2 years, because I remember one guy just lived in it seemed like forever.
Yeah.
And a mutual friend would be like, yeah, that guy hasn't paid rent since...
Yeah.
And
the reason's interesting. I've talked to a couple people about this. There's still a great number of houses here in Las Vegas that are bank owned.
I've heard there's a huge number, and this has been particular something I've paid attention to because I'm about to get into the housing market probably the next 3 to 6 months. And what I'm hearing in the underground is that banks are sitting on these glut of inventory, if you will. Yeah. And once prices get back up to the kind of those pre-recession levels, the floodgates are expected to open.
But you're going to see where they are. I'm going to show you a chart that shows where they are. But yeah, I've heard numbers anywhere between 20 and 40,000 houses. And the reason is interesting. So if I understand this correctly, for every house, let's say they have a $100,000 house. And if that house is, if they're holding the house, they can go off and get a loan.
House or a coat seller for $100,000?
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to make the math easy
here.
So if they have a house that's worth $100,000 and they hold it, they can then get a loan for $300,000, basically triple the value of the home. So their working capital is 3 times what the house is worth, and that's why they're just sitting on houses. And what you're saying makes sense. Once it gets up to whatever they think is a reasonable thing, they'll cash the houses out because they're back up to what they think the houses are worth. So it's an interesting, this shadow inventory is talked about a lot in the real estate world, but if you talk to I don't know if you've talked to a real estate person yet.
No.
But they don't really know much about this. They know it's happening, but they don't know anything about it. It's
because
really
business is
weird.
So good right now.
Yeah, the inventory, which I don't think we talk about here, but you know that, the inventory for houses, a healthy housing market, the inventory should be 3 to 6 months.
Yep.
And the housing inventory here is between...
Less than 2.
Yeah.
Or less than 3, or about 2.
It's about, And depending on the type of house. Mm-hmm. I mean, for the lower houses, for houses that are, the 220 and below, those things are going right now.
Well, there was a quote in the, I believe, Vegas Inc. Today that a house listed for $200,000 here in Las Vegas is sold in 1 day.
Yeah, really. Well, our house, that's interesting. So the house that we sold in Aliante sold in 45 minutes. 45 minutes. Mm-hmm. It was unbelievable. It was pretty cool. Now, we didn't make the same money that we put into it. We weren't underwater. We didn't owe more than what we got for it, but we didn't get what we paid for it with the house and the pool and the upgrades that we did. So we didn't make our money back, but it sold in 45 minutes. And that was fantastic. Okay, let's look at house price appreciation. This is what you're dealing with right now, Wayne.
This is 2003 to 2004, arguably the peak of the housing.
Yeah, so they're saying here in 2004, this is Q3 2003, Q3 2004, and this is actually before we moved here. We bought in Q4 2004. No, we bought in Q4 2003. So that's right. So they're saying that Nevada was #1 appreciation at 37.2%, which
unbelievable.
Is unbelievable. And he actually says that it's just ridiculous.
The prior peak of the housing market. Nevada was #1 in the United States with annual appreciation of 37.2%. If anyone believes that appreciation of 37.2% is in any way sustainable, we can have a conversation after this meeting.
Right.
Okay? It's just not.
It's not.
Right?
And here's what's interesting about that number. We saw it happen. So, a house we had in Aliante, which was a nice house, but it was a modest house. It's 4-bedroom, 2-bath, about 2,400 square feet.
Believe it or not, it's a little above modest. But,
well, I'm an elitist, me.
Right.
1%er.
Buick.
Can handle the heat. Not a big girl.
Right.
Don't wear a dress. Like nipple clamps. Anyways, I digress. So the house that we bought. Oh, thanks. Look at him being on top of shit. Attaboy there, Nicky. So the house that we bought it. We took possession in August of 2005. In 6 months, it appreciated $100,000. And I'm not saying we went to Zillow.com and it said $100,000.
You didn't get his estimate?
Didn't get his estimate. What actually happened was the builders of our house, which is D.R. Horton or D.H. Horton or whatever those are called, D.R. Horton, they built the exact same houses just outside of our neighborhood. So we were in Aliante, just outside of Aliante. They built the exact same neighborhood. Exact. Same houses, same everything. And that house, our house, was $100,000 more. Smaller yard, as a matter of fact. And Melissa was saying to me, "This is the greatest thing ever. We're going to be..." I'm telling her, look, this something's really weird here. This is not sustainable. And there are people moving into our neighborhood. I'm like, that person shouldn't be moving in here. There's something not right here. Something is not feeling good. And then all hell broke loose.
It's just not, right? So now let's fast forward to the bottom of the market. We go from number 1 in the United States, we go all the way down to number 50.
Yeah, so from 37% improvement in Q4 2008, minus 25.7%.
That's what I call a market correction.
It was brutal. I mean, people were losing their houses. People were underwater for the longest time.
Well, because people bought 2 and 3, and all of a sudden everybody was a flipper expert.
That's right. And that's actually a really interesting point because that happened in our neighborhood. We had a neighborhood of 170 homes. And it was at the time where people were buying multiple houses. One guy bought 4 houses, all 4 of them gone.
Yeah.
Just what the? And it was completely crashing neighborhood values, just crashing them. Some neighborhoods really bad. Some neighborhoods had CCNRs and whatever those guys, HOAs that were kind of on top of things, and ours was pretty good. Our neighborhood didn't go down too bad, but there are some neighborhoods that looked like ghost towns. Man, it just looked tumbleweeds, and it was kind of creepy, quite frankly. All right, let's continue on.
In the United States, we dropped by 25.7%. Of course, that's dramatic. Everyone's concerned. So where are we today? The most recent numbers place us in the top 5. Yes, I would prefer to be in the top 10.
Yeah, so this is Q4 2016, and they have us at number 5 at 8%. Typically, what you're hoping for is a 3% year-over-year gain, is what you're typically expecting from a house.
This is like Price is Right, the mountain climber game, like all over again. Oh-de-doo-dee-do-de-doo-dee-do-de-doo-dee-da. It's like, wait a minute, wait, there's no way that toaster costs $29.95. Stop.
It's happening. And what was interesting, you actually are in an interesting place right now. In that,
well, I know there's no air conditioning here.
In that, your timing is not really, I don't think it's really your fault. And what I mean by that is, so when all hell broke loose and no one was buying houses, we had this glut of houses and no one was buying shit. And then eventually people started buying houses. But who were buying houses? Well, investors were buying houses. And they were buying them for rentals. And the houses that used to be $1 million were $500,000. The $500,000 houses were $230,000. The $230,000 you can get for $85,000. It was kind of crazy, but they were all cash deals because the banks own half of those houses. They're like, "That's fantastic. We would love to have your money, Mr. Crowell. Do you have $85,000 cash? You do. Congratulations, you just bought yourself a house. Oh, you want a couple of them? Absolutely. There you go." And that's what happened. So a lot of the houses that got bought were cash deals. And out-of-town cash deals, a little bit of that going on. So some international
a lot of that going
stuff.
on.
Yeah. And so for folks like yourself, first-time home buyers, you're kind of locked out unless you had $150,000 in cash that you're able to lay out. And nobody had. Well,
nope.
Not many people have that.
Very few.
Yeah, like I'd say almost nobody.
When your median income is 51
Right.
or 1,068, you tend to not have 3 times that sitting around.
Sitting around in my bank account. Oh, can I write you a check?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Who do I make that out to?
This is important to you as well. It speaks to a new home market and the pricing of these homes.
These are new home market closings, right? How many housing units we are building and are being sold in the market. On the left-hand side of the chart is what it looked like when we were going nuts, right? Over 40,000 housing units were being constructed.
Crazy, man.
Past 12 months, that number is 8,300.
So you can see in the graph there, back in 05, 06, 40,000, and now today, 8,300, so a significantly lower number of new houses being born. The median price is interesting. It is almost back to where it was. So back in 2007, it was about 300, just a hair under $350,000. This is a brand new construction. And right now, March 2017, it's $333,000. Again, this is a new home, not a resale home, but it's back to where it was before, which is pretty surprising to me.
So what Scott, help me out here. What am I supposed to make of this? As I'm someone who's looking to get in the market in probably the next 3 to 6 months, should I mean, those numbers are kind of disheartening from someone in my perspective, because prices are going back up. Everything is trending back upwards again. So help me make some sense of this. What do you think I should do?
Well, I think you should buy. And that's why I asked you before we came on air, what's the delay? Mm-hmm. And you told me why, and it's a reasonable delay. But here's the deal: this is not going to change for the next several years. And I actually think.
Do you think that grow? You think 8%?
I don't think it'll be 8%.
Year over year is sustainable.
The problem with no, it's not. But the 8%, it doesn't speak to all neighborhoods either. So, for instance, 89109 is dropping value, which is kind of it's a little bit. That's actually where Palace Station is. I forget where it. I forget where it is. There are still neighborhoods that aren't doing as well as others, which makes sense. So I would argue probably...
That part of town's called North Las Vegas.
Well, I would argue probably... what's the master plan community in the southwest?
Mountain's Edge?
Yeah. So my guess is they're probably doing pretty good. It's super new, young stuff, not giant houses, smaller yards. So they're not the big houses that used to be being built here. So I bet you they're doing pretty well. Might be harder to get into that. So part of it has to do with where do you want to live? Do you want to live in Hendertucky? Do you want to live in Summerlin? Do you want to live
second biggest city in Nevada?
So when we first moved here, we really didn't know anything about the area.
Well, that explains how you ended up in Reno.
It did. Now, actually, it did in a couple ways. So Reno, South Reno, as you used to call it, which is Aliante, is a whopping 13 miles from the Strip.
As the crow flies.
Yeah.
Not as the highway drives.
No, but 13 miles to me, I grew up in Southern California. Fuck, if you didn't drive 45 minutes to anything, it didn't even exist. You were 45 minutes to everything. So we're thinking 13 miles is not that big a deal. And actually in the beginning it wasn't a big deal until people like you started bitching about having to drive up there because you lived in Hendertucky. And the actual real problem was the way the roads work here. Melissa, basically we lived at 12 o'clock. If the valley is a clock, we lived at 12 and she works at 6. And there is no way to go down the middle of the clock. You can go halfway down the middle of the clock.
It wasn't great for you either. You worked at where
Convention Center
they
Drive.
punched the hands into the face.
Yeah, I worked at Convention Center Drive, and it wasn't great.
Just steps from the Las Vegas Strip.
I remember that. It was about a half hour. It started off to be about 20 minutes, got to 25. When we moved, it was about 30. It was palatable. It was okay. But Melissa's commute was 45, 50. So it was almost an hour.
And that's all of a sudden, that's a long 13 miles.
Well, she's not 13 miles. She's like 26 miles. But she had to go basically all around the outside of the clock on 215 to get there. And that, you know what? That shit gets old.
Oh, yeah.
It gets old. You're doing 2-hour commute in Las Vegas. You're thinking to yourself, what happened?
Well,
and that's what we thought.
You moved to Reno.
So and then we realized, okay, shit, this is not working out for us for a variety of reasons. We're going to move. And now we basically moved into in essence, the center of the clock. I know that we're a little
you're
bit
left of center.
We're off. We're
Like most things in your life, you're left of center.
You're right. Usually you're right of center, but so we're just a little right of the center of the clock. We're kind of going towards 9 o'clock, but we're not there.
Yeah.
So I am, from my office is 14 minutes from my house, which is fantastic. I can get to the Strip in about 17 minutes. It's fantastic. It's like I'm in, this is magic. And we took advantage of the value of this house. This house was worth a shitload more money when it was back in 2000, whatever it was. We got a screaming deal on this house because our timing was pretty good. So what I would say to you is, save up your money and buy. And I think it's probably a 20% play. I'm going to assume it is. I haven't bought. We put down more than 20% on this house because we wanted to keep our payment down. But if it's still the 20% down kind of thing for a first-time home buyer, then I would just say this: don't buy shit. Save the money and find a house and find a really good realtor. And I've got one if you want one, because it matters. We've seen good realtors here, and we have seen just shit realtors here, and it matters. And it really matters in the negotiation play. That matters. I wanted a hunter. I wanted somebody who was aggressive and not afraid. And we got one of those guys when we got this house. Now, the couple who we bought this house from was a nice couple. We liked them. They liked us. That was important because they had cash offers before me, and they just didn't like them. So it worked out. There were a couple where we were like, it's a damn shame you're leaving because we'd hang out with you guys. We could party with you guys. You're fun. But I would just say, hey, look, figure out what you can afford. And are you guys doing... Like we were constantly Realtor.com or whatever, constantly popping out houses. Were you doing that?
I'm passively looking, so I'll get some free time before bed, what have you. I'll pull out the mobile app and just see what's out there, see what things are going for, selling for, just to get a kind of an outside perspective. Haven't gotten in the weeds yet.
Do you know about? You don't have to tell me this, but do you know about how much house you want to buy?
Yeah.
Okay. And
I can tell you.
Okay. How much?
Roughly, probably between $300 and $350.
Okay, so that actually is a decent price. That's a nice house here. That's a nice house.
If I can go below that, absolutely.
But that's a nice house. So as you saw, the median price for a brand new construction is $322. That's a good price. That's a strong deal. So that's good. That's pretty good. But your timing is required to be what you spoke about before. You can't move now.
Right.
Okay. Well, so what I would do is I would retain a realtor now and have them on the hunt and have them know that you're serious, but you've got a timing issue of a couple months or whatever the hell it is, because they're okay with that. They don't give a shit. They're going to create some automated stuff. You're going to tell them, yeah, we want a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. We want a backyard. We want to be in Hendertucky. We want to be over here. Start sending me shit, because part of that is you want your realtor to know what you want, right? So if you say, okay, today I'm ready to go, but now you've got to teach your realtor what you want. And that does take some time.
Sure.
And if you've never bought a house before, there's language involved with how to talk to a realtor and say, God damn it, I want this thing. This is important. No, I can't have that. That language happens, and it happens with practice. So I would go find a guy and say, okay, look, I'm looking for a 4.2, 250 or 2,500 square foot, Hendertucky. Go find me shit, and they'll send you shit every day. If the houses exist.
Sure.
I want new construction. I want retail. And start seeing what it is and start looking at houses. Just start getting in there, and I would just say save money, man. When we bought our first house in California, we didn't do anything. We just saved money because we wanted the house. It was super important. That would be my deal. But look, it's not going to get cheaper anytime soon. It's not going to get cheaper within the next year or two, for sure.
See, that's my concern. My concern is do all this, I buy in, let's say, 5 months, and 24 months later, all of a sudden, here comes the market correction.
But it doesn't matter, because that was my thing about the house we had in Aliante. I didn't care that it crashed because I wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't trying to flip the house. I was going to live in the house. All I knew was this. I compared what I was paying for in Aliante with what I was paying for in California, and it was 60% less. Mm-hmm. I don't give it. I didn't. My house dropped significantly in value when I was in Aliante. I just didn't care because I wasn't going anywhere. We were still okay. Now, when we got ready to move because of the commute, then I cared. But you're going to be buying your first house. You're not going to live in Aliante.
No. Oh gosh, no.
So
I can't afford the plane fare back and forth.
That's not your issue. You're going to tell them part of my criteria is I work here, and I'm willing to commute up to 20 minutes or whatever your number is. Here's the map. Here's the circle. Put houses here. So whether it drops or not doesn't really matter. I mean, it actually, I think I got rid of this chart, but it showed, was this the one? No. It basically showed that over the last 20 years, the average increase of house values here is 3% year over year. Because it went up and then it took a shit and then came back up. And over that course of time, it was 3% year over year. That's kind of how it works. So I would say engage this guy or gal and let them know that you're serious about it, and then put the money away and get at it. It would be my thing. I'm going to show you the last chart, and then we're going to take our next segment, and that is what percentage of people. Here we go, live chatters. What percentage of people do you think? What percentage of people sleep in Southern Nevada that are visitors? X out of X. What percentage of people who lay down their head in a bed, well, you can't play because you can see the chart, but what percentage of people who come to Las Vegas, or actually not, who lay or sleep in Las Vegas, what percentage of them are visitors?
Well, let's see. 2 million people approximately in Las Vegas. The Strip has approximately 193,000 hotel rooms.
Look at you doing math now. You're kind of like me pretending to do math.
So the average occupancy per hotel room is probably 2 people at 90% occupancy per night.
This feels good.
380. I'm going to say 30%.
Okay.
One in 6 people. One in six people that puts a head in a bed on
about
any given
a little less
night
than 20%.
is not
About 15%.
a resident
15%.
of Southern
So I overshot.
Nevada.
18%.
That's how big our visitor economy is, and that is bigger than almost anywhere else in the entire United States. Where are they coming from?
This is interesting here. So where do people come from when they visit Las Vegas? 53%, 22.4 million people come from Western states. 11 million come from Midwestern states, 11%, excuse me. 13%, 5.5 million come from Southern states. Only 7% come from the eastern states, those rat bastards, and 16%, 6.8 million people are international, and there's a push in Las Vegas to drive that number
Western
up higher.
United States, we want to get that international all the way up to 30. We're working on it, but we're setting records relative to visitation overall.
And that's it. That's what I got. Pretty cool stuff, right?
Yeah.
I enjoy it. That guy was good, even though he thinks that the Raiders thing is a good idea.
Oh, he's a big. Oh, it's gonna be amazing.
Well, trust me, they're all a big fan of that. There was part of his presentation was the Raiders thing. Mm-hmm. I left that out. I can't have that. That's just not going to happen. But you know what I can have is a drink. Have a drink on me. Have a drink on me. Come on. Yeah. All right. It's time for Have a Drink on Me. It's part of the show where I show you a picture of a bar or a speakeasy or a pub, but not a club. They rhyme, but they're not the same. And I show you that picture, and then you send in an email to where, Wayne?
Do we have a... Oh, there it is. Look at that. Have a drink at VegasVideoNetwork.com.
VegasVideoNetwork.com. Have a drink at Vegas Video Network. You send in an entry, and then we take them and we put them in a hat and we pull them out and we pick a winner. Now, there's 5 ways that you can increase your chances to win. Chance number 1, simply a correct entry. Mm-hmm. Here's the name of your pub, Mr. Whitney. And if you're polite, that's fantastic. Here's the name of your pub, Mr. Whitney. Please consider me for entrance. Oh, very good. We pop them in. 1. Second, you submitted an entry, and at the same time, you're in the live chat. What? That's right. We're going to give you another entry just because you're supporting our live
Oh,
FX.
that's nice of you.
It's kind of sweet, isn't it? Number 3 option, you can send a video or a photo gift. Is it cooler out there? Yeah, fantastic. Send a video or photo guest. We're going to put you in, again, 3 chances to win. Wait a minute. What if you are the very first correct answer?
Then you get a pat on the back.
And
another chance
another
to win.
entry. And if you send us an intro video that introduces the whole show to this worldwide audience of ours, we give you yet another entry. That's 5 ways.
In addition to the fame and fortune you're going to get.
Fantastic.
I mean, don't try to go to the grocery store anymore because you're going to get recognized.
I have had that happen. Mm-hmm. It's fantastic. I got free asparagus.
Did you?
That's a lie.
Oh.
But it came so easy.
I thought you were going to say because you stuffed it down your pants.
That's part of the problem with people who talk to me. You know, that lying part comes very easily. No, it's not true. I'm not a habitual liar. I'm just a practiced liar. Now, what can they win? Well, that is a very good question.
Starting off with the Have a Drink on Me prizes, as per usual, the Vegas Video Network visor. You can wear it on your head. You can flap it to kind of get some air circulation going in here. And you will be stylish when people recognize you at the grocery store. You can put the asparagus down and say, yes, this is me.
By the way, this one is taken. I haven't shipped it yet, but it's coming.
Oh, do you have more?
Not that color.
Colors may vary. Supplies limited. Call now.
Most of them are black like my heart.
Hey, speaking of things that are black, and speaking of Scott's heart, he put his heart and soul into this 3 CD set. Now, remember, you're only going to get one, so watch again for the next 2 weeks to get your set complete. But you can choose between Jazzathon, Christmas Acoustic, or Christmas Acoustic 2. Nothing will turn that black heart red like a little Christmas music in June. Hey, you can meet Scott and maybe Wayne if you're lucky enough. Say your prayers, take your vitamins, and you will meet for a drink, preferably in Las Vegas.
Yep.
Airfare and accommodations not provided.
That's correct.
But one drink,
you greedy bastards, you.
will be provided.
Right.
Unless you slip a little the Rohypnol,
Chickadee,
little roofie in Scott's drink, then maybe.
That's what you want to do, is roofie me.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, unless you have 3 names, then you buy us a drink. It's a brand new rule. We're going to spring it on Steve tomorrow. He doesn't know, but thank you very much, Wayne, for that. Okay, this was a tough one, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wait a minute. Almost forgot, but I didn't. Something magical happens for our people when they play, when they win, when they ask for one of these visors, and I actually ship it.
An increased tax bill?
Well, no, they're not that. No, they're okay. What they do is they put it on their head like so.
Okay.
They take a photograph of that, some sort of digital thing, preferably an Android, so it's actually a full 16:9 wide shot instead of the piece of shits that we get from Android people now. I mean,
Freudian slip, right?
Okay. And you send the picture to us, and we put you. Did you hear that? That was my 747 starting up. I'm living a pretty good life right now.
What do we do? What do you do with those pictures, Scott? Do you put them on your beautiful mind wall?
No. What we do is we put them into a category that's simply known as the galaxy of. There's Steve. He already won once. Holy shit! I didn't even realize he already won once. That's who we're meeting tomorrow. Oh, how about that? Fantastic, Steve. You are buying us a drink next week. And Michael and Robert and Rosie and Michael and Scott and Lou and Dickie and Bud and Alan and Aaron and the people. They're using being nudist, but not more. There's Bob and Bob's wife and Danny and Shanna and Craig, and then there's Glenn and Jimmy Dookies and Rob, and they're in Hawaii. Oh! And there's Stuart in Russia. There's Christina and Don and Jackie and Mike. And Bob, Stan, Sammy, and Carol. We can't forget our 3 friends. And Chris had his baby. His name is Ava Rose. And Brett's dead. And your buddy Scott. And there's
what a sexy man.
There is Brett. What?
What is that next to last picture? The guy in the orange creamsicle colored shirt. What a sexy, sexy man.
Because when you think sexy man, you think creamsicle.
Oh, because he was just oozing so much of it. The color of the shirt didn't matter.
He's probably oozing sweat.
It could have been magenta.
It might have been 80 degrees out. He's probably sweating.
No, usually in the main house, the air's on.
It is on.
It's a nice about 77.
Give or take, depending on the time of the year. Okay, 9 out of 10. This is a tough one. Here is last week's Have a Drink on Me.
Well, last show's
Have a Drink on Me. Thank you for the correction. I stand corrected. And the hints were Kumi at Mandalay Bay. So for those of you who sent in the correct answer, well done.
Congratulations. You're in the running.
There weren't many of you, though.
There were 9 of you just said.
That's right. Not very many. The most we've ever had was like 30-something. Crazy. Mm-hmm. Let's begin. Our first winner. Oh, do you have your pad and paper?
I do not, no.
What was that? Is that not one?
Oh, there's one. There's one here.
Oh, you got that? Okay, you're all set. Okay, here we go.
Brought to you by the good people at IGT.
Mm-hmm. The number one, Kid Dakota. He wasn't the first entry. He was the first correct entry. So he gets 1 for the right answer, 1 for being the first correct answer. Bum 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 bum. Bo don 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 don. Bing dong ding dong 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 dong. Beep beep.
Go ahead.
Waiting for you to put it in.
No, go ahead.
Okay, next up, Glenn Santa. We're going to be having some. Glenn's going to be taking. Now, Glenn's got it figured out. Glenn is going to be taking us to Hugo Cellar.
Oh.
Right? Pretty fancy. Now, he doesn't get. Actually, he does. Put one in there because he's taking me to Hugo Cellar. Sometimes we have new rules.
Yeah, you said us, and I thought, oh, my invite must be waiting for me in my email.
Wrong us. Okay, next up we have Gary Romberg, Mr. Testy. He gets 1 for the correct answer. He gets 1 for being in the live chat. And guess what? He brought gifts. He was our last Haddam winner that I actually showed up and met. I met him at the Golden Tiki, and he provided 3 gifts for us. Gift number 1 was a lovely card indicating that I am as famous as those on the Mount Rushmore. And he said some very nice things about me.
Who's on the Mount Rushmore? I don't know if people can tell.
Yes, it was Elvis, me, the Rat Pack, and then the Vegas Sun.
Oh.
Oh, sure. And it says, I bet you never thought you'd make Mount Rushmore. He's correct. And then he said some very nice things. I saw Elvis twice. This is, by the way, this is a little unique.
Okay.
Because his nickname is Mr. Testy. Mm-hmm. I gave him that nickname because he was being a little bit of a bitch for a while.
Okay.
Complaining. I'm like, what? Come on. We're just a fun bunch of guys.
Right.
Cheer up.
It's all friends here.
Yeah. So I met him. Nice fella. And here's what he said. I saw Elvis twice at the LV Hilton, the LV sign numerous times, and have been dealt blackjack by Joey Bishop from the Rat Pack. But I have enjoyed living in Las Vegas more times than those put together.
Wow.
This faithful Haddam participant expresses gratitude for living in Las Vegas and the entertainment value spewed. Now, I'm not sure spewed is the word that I would have used.
Well, I mean, you've got some experience with it lately.
This was easy. Mrs. Testy, Phyllis, is responsible for turning my concept into making this card. So she made me these cards, this card, as your loyal, as is your loyal co-host Wayne, loyal Raiders fan Gary Romberg, Mr. Testy. So
Raider Nation, Gary.
Made me this card.
Where you look a little pouty. Like you look a little upset that you didn't get first billing like Elvis.
Like I said, yeah, well, he did. Well, he's okay. I'm going to let him have it this time.
Yeah.
So he made me this, or the wife made this card for me. Then she made a bunch of cards for Melissa. Really nice handmade cards. Like, this kind of, it was really cool. And he brought you a gift.
Really?
Here you go.
Oh, look at see. My kind of guy. Look at this.
There you go. Your Raider writing pad. This is gonna be special, man. I'm gonna leave this here, and every time Scott makes a mistake, I'm gonna write a little note down. Oh, that's not gonna be enough paper. Okay. So
true.
You got him taken care of.
Mr. Testy?
Yeah, you did. Did you put another one in for him?
Yeah, I'm gonna put a couple more.
No, you got him. No, let's not get carried away.
Well, this is, come on now. You bribed the co-host, the guy who writes off the extra tickets. You're going to get an extra ticket.
Yeah, fair enough. What are you going to do? Okay,
I'm trying to buy a house over here.
Yeah, right. Point taken. Next up, we've got Paul, who goes by Corden 954, and he won last week. Oh, which means what? Greedy bastard. No, I'm sorry, Paul. That's not how it works.
Technically, again, nobody won
3
last
weeks
week.
ago.
Last,
I know.
yeah.
3 weeks ago. But, Paul, see, we don't have this. We are not greedy people. You can't be in the galaxy of gods if you're greedy. By the way, this one is yours, Paul. Eventually, I'm going to mail it. Yeah, no, I'm 3 weeks behind. So what? I'm busy. I'm trying to deal with people who are crazy. What am I it's yours. This is yours. This will be yours. But you can't go in here and try to get more. Let's not be greedy. Let's be giving.
Maybe he wasn't sure that he won because he checks his mail every day and there's no parcel.
Yeah, interesting point. Okay, that point was unnecessary. Let's not do that ever again. Next up, we've got Monica Fagan, also known as Binky51, and Mike Beatty. And we'll put that in there as well. Boink. Okay, next up, we've got AJ Holla, who says, we put on a great show.
Oh, I thought he was going to say holla.
And then VIP Donnie, who wrote, he is the unpretentious VIP Donnie. And then he wrote, this was sent from my 24-karat solid gold and diamond-encrusted iPhone. I thought to myself, that's the only way that phone would be worth anything, is to be gold and diamond-encrusted. Thank you, everybody. I'll be here all week. And then finally, did I put this one out? Yeah. I'm going to let you read this because I think this dude was on acid when he wrote this. This is Bill from Seattle. Go ahead.
Bill from Seattle writes,
Good luck with that.
well, Prince, Genoa and, I'm sorry, the princes. Well, Prince, Genoa, and Lucia are now no more than private estates of the Bonaparte family.
Do you know what that means?
You just asked me to read it. You didn't ask me to interpret, just read.
I don't get it, man.
No, I warn you that if you do not tell me we are at war, if you again allow yourself to palliate all the infamies and atrocities of this Antichrist, upon my word I believe he is, I don't know you in future. You are no longer my friend, no longer my faithful slave, as you say. There, how do you do? How do you do? I see I'm scaring you. Sit down and talk to me. Interesting, he ends that with a single quotation mark. There's no first quotation mark. But then he concludes, could not resist some real war and peace. So that is I believe he's pulling a passage from War and Peace.
Oh,
there's more.
Was there more?
What was the last two sentences?
Could not.
This week it's...
It said what name of the restaurant.
This week it's Kumi Japanese Restaurant and Bar. Message received loud and clear. I'll keep these short. Good show once again. Bill in Seattle.
Okay, Bill, we're going to ask you to step away from the keyboard and maybe step away from the
He was just bringing a little literary classic to the show.
He sure was. Fantastic.
Next week, actually 2 weeks, tune in when I'll be discussing The Great Gatsby.
And I'll be discussing how to find somebody and put him in jail. We know how to do that. And we're about to. Here we go. Let's find a winner.
Oh, come on, Mr. Testy.
Please don't let it be Bill, because I don't want to have to listen to fucking War and Peace.
Ooh, this one's been stuck. This one's stuck to my hand. I like this.
What do we got?
I like this.
Here it is.
And the winner, the first Haddam winner of June 2017
there it is.
Well,
that's very good, the way you did that. Hurry up, man. Let's go.
Phil in Seattle. Mr. War and Peace.
Oh, great. That's fantastic. Bill, there's a good chance you won't be getting an email from me.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
It's unlikely that you're going to hear from me. All right, Bill, let's look at our next Have a Drink on Me. There it is. Here's our 3 hints. Hint number 1. They could have named this place Winemaker's Barbecue. They could have named this place Winemaker's Barbecue. Hint number 2, the restaurant that this bar is in has a self-described Mediterranean flair. Hint number 2, the restaurant has a self-described Mediterranean flair. Hint number 3, you got to go west in the valley to find this bar/restaurant. You have to go west in the valley to find this restaurant. By the way, hint number 4, bonus hint, Melissa loves the lighting in this restaurant, says it's very flattering. If you know the name of this place, you're going to send that email to haveadrink@vegasvideonetwork.com. there we go.
Have you just realized that, I mean, really all the money's made with this face right here, and that's why you're just staying on this camera shot?
Yeah, thanks for doing that. Good call. Where were you? Why weren't you helping me? I'm all by myself. I'm alone in my little world. Hey, thanks everybody for playing along and hanging out. If you want to send an email to our show, you can do so by sending it to onairq@livinginlv.com. Again, onairq @livinginlv.com. Let's say that you have a beautiful singing voice, and I always thought that you did. Well, you can send us a voicemail. You go to the Vegas Video Network website, you click that little red tab on the right side, and then you click Start Recording. And because you have a microphone attached to your computer, guess what? You can leave us a magical voicemail. It's really just like magic. It's pretty special. Hey, you can catch us on a bunch of social media stuff like Facebook and, of course, like the Twitter. But there's more to that as well. You can go to us on iTunes, audio or video. And if you do check us out on iTunes, give us a 5-star review.
Right.
Say nice things.
Most of our fans are smart. They're probably on the iTunes.
They should.
Because it's an Apple product.
Right, sure. Or they're trapped by some evil force known as the ghost of Steve Jobs. Hey, if you're checking us out on the YouTube, give us a thumbs up and share us with your friends. Or maybe you can find us on Roku with over 73,000 accounts installed. We're on Stitcher, TuneIn, Chromecast, Apple, Google Fire TV, Google Play, and of course, the VegasVideoNetwork.com website. I'm your buddy Scott, and there's your buddy Wayne. Thanks to Nick for... What did you do today, Nick?
Yep,
boy.
that sounds like a complete list.
That's our Nick, getting in there, making shit happen.
That is comprehensive.
He was in charge of the stream on Facebook, so if it went well, it was all because of me. If it went poorly, way to go, Nick. We'll see you guys next week. No, that's not true.
No.
See you in 2 weeks on the Living in Las Vegas podcast. Take care, everybody. First mistake. Oh my God, I didn't record this.
I'm only doing it again if you put the air on.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Jesus fucking Christ. I just killed the stream. Fuck that. Oh, man. Well, I can actually take it from here, but fuck me.
Good thing I streamed it.
Oh, actually, it might be better there.
You want me to stop it? Can I go it now?
Actually, yes, stop it.